Welcome to a net episode of LEGO Worlds. While I'm booting up my game, I am Utrom, and somebody asked me to build them a space station, and that's what I did. I wasn't sure how I wanted to build it, how big it was going to be, what it was going to look like, so I looked online to get an idea what a space station could be like. And then I said, well, they had some interesting things there. Let's see what I can come up with my own skills and
In a Lego world,
what a space station may look
possible.
like.
And here you are.
So we're going to load up my game and we're going to build a space station. Yes,
Welcome.
space stations, you can really build them any way you want, from what I can tell. You can build them big, you can build them small, you can do whatever you want. I thought this was going to be pretty much of a challenge, but it wasn't really a challenge, it was really simple. It's just a matter of just thinking, what do you want out of the space station? I am going to go back and add a little bit more to the space station, just probably do a little cleanup details on it. But as of right now, I was happy with what I came up with. And it was interesting because I could probably take it in so many different directions, but I wanted something simple and yet has some play value to it. So yeah, this is going to be the space station playset that I created. And it's simple to build. Probably later on I might do a complex one, because I saw some interesting images of some LEGO space sets and got me thinking, well, if I had those LEGOs in my game, I could probably do stuff like that. But for now, this simple one will have to be precise. The reason I'm not going to sandbox mode is because I'm probably on my iPad looking up the to get inspiration, I call it, to what I could possibly do with Legos to make this space station. But I wanted to do something that is my own and not copy the images I saw. So I was just using the images to get just an idea. And by doing that, you get ideas what you might be able to do, what you might want to do. But it's fun making it your own and not copying off of people. And this one I made pretty much my own, building it. I mean, some of the space Legos were pretty awesome. They were big builds. So here I'm going to go to my build world. The reason I probably pours in here because the Christmas one popped up, as well as I have a Christmas one. I'm trying to figure out what's going on there. But with further ado, we'll load my world up and we'll get building. I will be putting up content, different LEGO World content up tomorrow. It ain't going to be more playsets. I know I'm overdoing it with the playsets, because I get that feeling right now when I upload it. I'm like, this is too much. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit when I get a chance. So as you can see, this is where all my creations are being made, my playsets and whatnot. And I was trying to decide on, do I want to start off with a base plate, or do I want to start off with one of my ideas of a base plate? So I used the space base plate because it's bigger and it has the cool moon feature to it. This one space plate, which is the moon craters, and I just like this one. So I said, let's start off with this one. I could always use other base plates to probably do this, but I like this one in particular because it gives a little sense of scenery to it. But I want it big enough that I can make a playset on it. So we're going to need 2 of them. Now you can choose any color brick you want. I went with blue because that's what I normally seen in the space DLC and in most of the space models that's been made, that people made out of Legos. So I'm going to use blue for this. I wasn't sure how I wanted to build a space station, or what it's going to look like, how is it going to turn out. Is it going to be anything I would use? So I started off with just a blue wall. So yeah, we have a wall now. What can I do with this wall? Can I make a building out of it? Could I make an interior exterior type thing out of it? So I was thinking that I'm going to make it into a open playset type building rather than a closed playset type building for this one. And I was also thinking, how can I make it different from normal playsets? How can I make it stand out a little bit? Or give it like a little feature that says this is different. So I found these slopes and I said, let's try putting a slope on a wall, which I already did it by 1. So I got this slope on the wall. Well, it still looks like a house wall a little bit, but it was an interesting idea. So I said, well, let's put a slope on top of the slope. And I said, okay, we can work with this. Not sure how. So I decided I'm going to put about 2 more walls up and see what I can do. And I want to keep them pretty much the same height, the walls. So this was interesting that I had somewhat of an idea while I was building. So what I'm going to do is put more of the slopes on the other side so it matches. And it doesn't look like much of a playset right now. Because I'm building it from like scratch. So I wanted to use a different type of Lego, but one that fits. I was going to try a different slope, and then I changed my mind. And I was looking at all the pieces, and I saw this inverted block, or inverted slope block, I should call it, because that's what it looks like. Why not invert it the opposite way? And then the question is, let's put another layer going across the inverted block, but outward a little bit. Well, this looks kind of different. It's not your normal build, but it's interesting. So I put one more layer, but facing it in the opposite direction. So it looks a little bit normal. Then I had to change it to daytime. So this is the building portion that we'll be using to make our space station. This is just a miniature playset space station. It came down to what can we put in it. So I'm going to start decorating it. Which these, I wasn't sure where I wanted to put them, how I wanted to put them. And I said, let's see what happens if I put one here. And I said, oh, that looks nice because I have room for maybe one more. Now I can do the opposite side. So now we got computers. Like I said, I'm going to be tweaking this later on. Just some touch-ups. But you guys will get the gist of it. Of how to build it. And you guys can make it basically your own. So I'm going to put a computer in the back. A little small one. And I wanted, like, space satellite dishes. but I wasn't sure where to put them. But because I used the inverted slope, they make good satellite place to put the satellites, to position them. So I hooked up 2 satellites that are working. I'm just looking to see what things I have to use. So we got space solar panels. So we're in space. We need a way to get electricity. So I figured let's hook up some neat little panels here. And I thought this looked pretty good for what it is. Now, this is the generator, and I'm like, well, I don't want to take up where there's a lot of room, so let's put the generator on the other side. That way it's giving power to the building. This is a little, got a little cramped up here, putting these up here. They're supposed to be like the monitor screens. So I'm gonna use these pictures as screens. And I wasn't sure where to position them, because I wanted to get both of them in there. And one went like behind the Lego, and I said, well, I'm gonna have to change the other one, because I want it to somewhat match. Again, like I said, I'm going to be detailing this later. I might add a chair later on too for this playset when I get a chance. But I just wanted you guys to see how I build a space station, the gist of it. So you need oxygen tanks because, well, you're in space. You need a way to refuel oxygen. So we're going to add some of these. And I want to make it even. That way it looks better. I'm going to add 2 little computer terminals on the outside and throw in a vehicle. So we have our 2 little separate terminals, or 3, that do different things in space. And I'll throw in a vehicle that seats 2 people. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Any questions or comments about LEGO Worlds, leave them down below, and I'll see you on the next LEGO Worlds episode.